Here we are, standing on Sunset Strip outside the Whisky A Go Go with Danny Sugerman, who's written these great books on the Doors. How you doing, Danny?
Good, Peter. Good. Good to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. We're going to play a clip from the Doors right now. Love Me Two Times. You got some fabulous story about that for us?
That was in Denmark. It was an early morning TV shoot, and it was the night after they had come in from a gig that Jim had eaten this huge lump of hash. He was walking down the street with some members of the Jefferson Airplane, and people were coming up and handing them drugs. Everyone was putting them in their pocket or taking a little toke of this, and Jim took everything that was handed to him.
Wasn't that illegal? Excuse me.
In Amsterdam, I don't think we couldn't talk about if it was illegal, was it?
Right.
Jim didn't care if it was legal, or I don't think Jim ever said, "Gee, that's illegal. I can't do that."
No,
he wasn't that sort of character.
It's just people like me who do that.
Yes, the survivors, the ones that are here intact.
Right. So tell us the story. I interrupted you there.
So Jim passed out from this hash and was taken to the hospital, and then they moved on to the next town, and they had to do this taping, and Jim was like barely strong enough to stand up on stage. So you see, he starts the performance sitting down on a stool. And then, like, halfway into it, he begins to get off the stool and attempt standing on his feet for the first time in 24 hours. So
he looks pretty good for somebody who's trashed like that, doesn't he? Still looked always sort of like fit and stuff.
Well, yeah. You look at the early pictures from 22, the shirtless ones where he's young and beautiful, and then you look at the ones when he was in Paris after he grew the beard and put on some weight. And not only did he pack 50 years of living into those 5 years in the spotlight, but he showed it. I mean, he did not look like a healthy specimen when he left to go on vacation to Paris. I mean, he looked like he'd had the crap beaten out of him.
Yeah, really.
He beat it out of himself. But that's how he chose to live. That's why we're still talking about him.
Yeah. From shirtless to shitless, right here on My Generation. Here we go. Let's see the Doors. Love Me Two Times.